.0.
Welcome back to .0. This is the place to come if you like metal miniatures. These are specifically metal miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons from the late 70s, 80s, and 90s. Today I am going to go through wizards and magic users. My thoughts being, well, there'll be some illusionists as well, but my thoughts being that we'll focus just on that class of character. And I've probably got 30 pieces that we're going to go through today, maybe even somewhere around that range. I'm going to go through them pretty fast, but there's going to be some where I'm going to spend a little more time going into detail, using this IP Evo camera to zoom in on them. And want to show you that there's a lot of neat detail in these figures. They are awful small, and it's kind of hard to see, but really neat to reminisce as we go back through these. I probably have had these pieces, or especially this one that we're talking about right here, since the mid-80s at least, something like that. Definitely got the wizard hat, right? Pointing at something, like maybe he's casting a fireball or who knows what. Spin him over so you can see it. Now my goal is to move through these somewhat fast so that you can see all the detail, but not get bored either. So okay, so I think this was probably from that same set. I can't remember. Never used this character as part of a party or anything like that. Did these say anything on the bottom? No, nothing to be said. Some scratches on it, but I can't tell what it is. I remember this guy showing up in a dungeon one time all by himself, and it made absolutely no sense to me. This was before I was dungeon mastering. Pretty cool, right? He's got his parchment or some kind of a page with a spell on it maybe or something here. Like he's sending it that direction, casting it. I always kind of imagine this guy being like lower level because if he was higher level he'd have like a big thick book, you know what I mean? Okay, how about let's move on to this guy here. It's pretty cool. He's got him some kind of staff here with he's got like a wizard hat on. You can see his face, and he's got like a skull up here. I don't know if you can see that. What do we got here? Like a pouch on the side. Now all of these are that older metal, right? There's a lot of lead in these. I clear coated them trying to preserve them from lead rot, but definitely a lot of lead that comes off of them. Alright, let's go to a little different design. How about this guy here? He's got a single sheet of paper as well, and it's all rolled up on there like a scroll here of some kind. See his face. Got his hand up. How about if I let this zoom in for a second? There we go. What do we got here? Like his ingredients, probably. Something right here. Maybe a dagger. I don't know what's down in there. Oh, well, look at this. He's got a familiar of some kind on his shoulder. We better zoom in on that little guy. What is he? Some little like imp, maybe? Okay, let's see if we can get it on his face right here. It's kind of hard to see the detail of that. Maybe if I bring it up. Let's see, this is a wing coming down here, face, little arm right here, hanging out on his shoulder. And in fact, look at this. You can actually see this is the tail, like a little demonic tail coming down with a little spiky end. And here's the other wing. That's really cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I don't know how I didn't notice that before. I've had these forever, and sometimes you look at them and you realize new things. I never even realized that on that character till just now. Okay, another guy here. Got probably like a little ball up here maybe in the staff. Pretty neat little guy. Old. I mean older as far as the figure looks like he's old, but most of these guys, right, have these big giant beards. Like they spent their whole lives, in recluse studying the Kabbalah, maybe something like that. Who knows? Okay, let's see here. We got a different magic user. I don't know that he looks like necessarily a good guy, right? But look at that. He's got kind of fingers in a, I don't know, kind of reminds me of like a Baphomet kind of thing, right? Where it's got one hand below And it's even kind of up. Or I'm sorry, this one's up, and then this one's kind of like he's got his palm up, I think. It is almost kind of like an as above, so below kind of thing here. Surely it wasn't intended that way, but it still kind of makes you think that. He got a little, actually he's got a pretty full backpack on. Heck of a, what do you call it? Gee whiz, I can't think. Doesn't matter anyway. All you care about is that I show you these miniatures, right? Let's keep on trucking. How about let's do an illusionist here? And now if I remember right, now let's see, we got a pot down here on the bottom with all this kind of like smoke coming on up. That's pretty neat, right? And then out of here, there's like this huge cloud. And if I remember right, there was like a hand or like even a dragon's face maybe or something like that. I remember there was a hand. I don't think I have that hand anymore. You know, I probably had this since I was 12 years old or something like that. And I think maybe 13 or 14, but I'm thinking I lost that hand. And there was another piece too. And honestly, I don't even know if I'd remember what that piece was, the other piece would even look like. Spin this over and see the back. Really neat detail work. Really creative. Think how hard that would be to carve. Okay, how about let's go to this guy. Now this guy here made a lot of appearances when I was dungeon mastering. And I don't know, it just seemed like he just kind of fit the role. Now look, he's definitely got a grimoire, right? He's got a thick spell book. So maybe higher level, like he's been around for a while and he's done his homework. Knows how to cast some really cool spells. And what I like about this guy too, and the reason he made it into so many of my parties, is that he looks like he's meaning to travel. He's got like, you know, ways to store things here. Looks like he's got a little staff or rod on his back, backpack. Like he's ready to go adventuring. This is not a guy that's in any way going into like battles. You know what I mean? He's going to explore things and be, like I said, part of a party. Okay, here's another guy. Looks like he's got like a crystal ball of some kind. Like he's doing some scrying. Obviously, got like a wizard's hat on. Let's see if we can see any detail on there. Really hard to see. I'm going to give it a second to zoom so you're on the same page with me. I'm guessing maybe a dagger down in here. He's got like a little wand maybe here. What's he got on the back here? Looks like these are his robes, and this would kind of, if he didn't have his hat on, right, that this would go up over his head like a hood of some kind. I think that's a ball, not a skull. Okay, let's keep going here. How about we'll jump into this guy here. Looks like he's oh, and by the way, the collar. Golly, I finally, it just hit me. Collar. That's what that guy had, a huge collar. All right, we've got a wizard here, right, with his sleeve kind of hanging down, and I think this is maybe that he's holding like a torch of some kind, and it's shooting out fire here. Maybe that it's you know, that he's affecting normal fires type thing, and you can almost imagine like he's burning a bunch of spider webs perhaps or something like that. Got a heck of a beard here. Look at that. It's most of the way, it's even past his waist. I think it is past his waist, almost down to his knees. Yeah, that's kind of gross even, actually. All right, we got a skull, I think, down here that he's kind of tromping through. Let's flip him over and see what we got on the back here. Got a cape. Pretty neat little piece. Okay, how about one of these? Now, I think this is actually supposed to be a cleric, but sometimes, you know, you can imagine that it could be a magic user as well, so it's probably going to make it into both videos. I'm going to do clerics next. But, you know, he's got this cobra sitting down here next to him. It's a pretty neat little piece. Who knows what he is exactly. But I'll show him in the magic users as well, just because it looks like he could obviously fit. And here, right, here's the big collar. Couldn't remember the dang word before, but got it now. Is this the same piece that I just had? Maybe it is. Oh, it is. So we've already seen this guy, right? Yeah, we've already seen this guy. Okay, let's move on to this guy. looks like some kind of like a warlock, or not sure exactly what he's supposed to be. Looks a little more primitive. Look at the size of these eyebrows on him. He's got the standard huge beard. Got his hands up, and actually I think that is some kind of a little demon skull thing of some kind, like horns coming off the sides, maybe. Flip him over. Does he have something on his back as well? What's in here? Is that some kind of little imp maybe as well? Oh, I can't see it. You know, these are so small. It could very well be something right here. Okay, let me put him up right. You know, these are just old, and I just cannot tell. I think he's got feathers coming down here. Almost looked like a snake there now, but this, yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell. Okay, I've got another guy here. Actually, looks like I got a couple of them, but I'll just show you one. I think if I remember right, this guy was called like an enchanter or something like that. I use this guy kind of a lot as just a regular old townsfolk kind of person. But he does have, you know, the wizard hat on, and got him a walking stick. Could be something else. Got a cape on, or a hood on the back here with his robes. Rope around the middle. Alright, how about let's go with one of these guys. Looks like this is a newer metal, obviously. Who makes this? Ral Partha. See, now you can see the different metal. Look how shiny it is. My camera, I think, prefers to zoom in on these. Got a heck of a long rod here. Can't really tell what that detail work is on the end. Got him like a little map case maybe or something here. Flip it over and let my camera zoom in. Seems like this guy's a little too tall to me to really fit, you know, when we've gone through a lot of these figures, and this guy seems really tall. Maybe he's got to be like 6'8" or something, but you know, I guess just like now, maybe he wasn't that athletic, and he's a big guy, but you know, he couldn't play sports because he just wasn't good at it. So he's smart, so just because he's tall doesn't mean he can't be a magic user. All right, I think we got another illusionist here of some kind. Got another pot down here with like this smoke kind of coming up and around him. And it kind of makes you think of like the whole idea of candles, you know, that, and you know, the prayers being done with the smoke around the candles, that they carry the prayer up to heaven, right? I doubt that's what it is, but that's what we're going to say for the moment. What's he got up here? Some kind of a rod or staff of some kind coming across, right? Big frilly robes or cape, I guess, or cloak. I'm not really sure. Kind of neat when you can see their faces like that. Okay, let's go into this other guy here. I've recently acquired this guy. I don't know much about him. I think it says Ral Partha on the bottom. Different base. I don't really like these bases. They did these for a little while. Some of them are even plastic. I don't really like them. You can see where somebody else glued his feet on there. But I love the detail work on this piece. He's got like this chunk of wood here. Got his robes, but it's almost like this is pewter or something. He's got like a Harry Potter hat thing on right here, like kind of coming forward. That's kind of cool. And look at the detail work on his face. It's probably the most detailed face I've seen it, maybe out of all my figures. Look how cool that is. What's he got on the side here? Little pouches of some kind, balls, skulls. He's got a heck of a backpack, right? This guy's coming home not empty-handed. He's taken his part with the party, and they've been doing well. This looks like some kind of a, maybe it's a bedroll, but it might be a cool map case as well, or keep his paperwork in here, right? Spells, and what do we got here? Okay, so it's just an arm coming up over the top here, and a sleeve. I thought maybe we had something hidden back in there as well. Pretty neat piece. Okay, how about let's move on to this next guy. I think he might actually be a druid, but you know, he's got a blade here, kind of unusual for magic users. In fact, originally, right, they could only have daggers, couldn't even wield any kind of blades, but Maybe this guy's a druid, I don't know. And nonetheless, he's showing with a blade. Got some kind of a rod here. Let's give it a second to zoom in just in case it hasn't yet. Older piece on the bar base right here on the bottom. No clue who makes it. Pretty neat detail work on. What do we got here? Something. Can't tell. Okay, well, I'll leave that and I'll grab another one here. How about, let's go with, I'm going to have a female make an appearance. She could be a cleric, could be a magic user. She might make it in both. I'm going to specifically do a video just on my female kind of heroes. She's going to make an appearance here. It's probably some kind of a TR. Maybe she's royalty or something, or I don't know, maybe she's casting some kind of a spell too. I'm not really sure. Nonetheless, she gets to make it. Okay, I think this piece here is supposed to be Gandalf. I'm not 100% certain about that, but it sure looks like it, right? Just, mostly the iconic long sword. Newer metal. I'm sure that's what it was probably supposed to be. Got definitely the wizard hat. Rod or something here in his staff in his hand. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. How about if I hold it still? Maybe it'll do it. Yeah, it kind of did. Okay, let's go to, let's... I had another Illusionist. Let's go to this piece. I recently got this piece. I don't know much about it. Most of my figures I've had forever and ever, but this one I did just recently get. He's got like one eye. So there's like an eye patch. How about this? I'm going to let it zoom in for a second, and then I'll roll it over. Looks like he's got like a hand here. He's holding on to this. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a pot maybe, and it's fumes coming up, and then there's like this head of some kind of a demonic head, snake head thing here. I don't know if you can see it. And again, like I said, he's got one eye covered. My guess is he's probably not a good character. Let's look at the back here. Okay, I'll let it zoom for a second here again. Maybe we can look down here at the bottom. What is that? Some kind of base down there. Maybe there was supposed to be more that came off of the top here too. But see, it's definitely eyes here and a nose, and a full mouth. So it's supposed to be some kind of a critter, you know what I mean? When he's got like a ponytail thing coming off his head. I'm not sure what to make of him. How about this? We'll move on to, I showed you that I had these other pieces. This is truly supposed to be Gandalf, and it's that different metal. Yeah, just real quick, I'll throw it in here. Way too big. And it's definitely not my standard figures, but yeah, I showed you the halflings that were this style. Yeah, throw it in here since it is supposed to be Gandalf. Okay, and then how about this? I think I'm going to finish with this really neat piece. Probably not a good guy either, but what the heck? He's got this familiar of some kind up on his hand, which is just wicked cool. Who makes this thing? It has truly some kind. I think it might be TSR on this one. I can't tell. Anyway, let's zoom in on this guy and see what we've got here. A really unique face. He's got like, I think earrings coming down. Got like his hair coming down the back, pointing towards something like I don't know, that finger almost looks too big. I don't know what to make of that. Some really neat detail work on his chest. And then look at this dragon thing. What is it? It's like a rat beast of some kind, but it's got wings. And see, this is its tail coming down here. Let's flip him over and take a look at this. Okay, so here's that tail looping around to here, see? And then these are wings, and he's holding it, but maybe we can zoom in. It's almost like a bat head or a rat head or something. It's kind of similar either way. Maybe he's holding something in his fingers. Maybe he's not even human. Like, look at this hand. Look at that fingernail right there. Maybe he's not even human. Maybe this is something else going on. I don't know. But he definitely still looks like he would be, used in magic and casting a spell. Big pouch here that's really cool, and like a chain coming around the back. Alright, well, let's end with this guy here. How about we'll go back to, how about the guy that got to be in my parties the most, and we'll end this video on wizards and magic users. I hope you enjoy going through all these figures as much as I do. And how about this? Be safe until next time.